Good morning, guys. How we doing? Well, it's another day. Figured I'd show you what it looks like when I get ready to go to work. This is it. Beautiful. Hey, I don't know if you can see that star, but there it is, right up there. And there's the moon. Yeah, man, another day. And I wanted to start off by thanking all the new folks who have been coming into the comments and leaving awesome comments, man. You guys are really engaged. I love it. And I'll tell you what, it's cold out. I had a rough night sleeping. Woke up every couple hours with my back hurting and my hip. But and it is cold out. I think we're maybe down to like low 50s, which not really cold, but it is when you're not used to it here. So anyway, I will see you at the job site. I got to get everything loaded up and head out, so talk to you there. See you in a few. Okay, guys, we are at yard number 2, and there's something I want to show you. I want you to see this. And I want to know, and what we're going to talk about today is, can you eliminate clumping in yards? And I say yes and no. And we'll get into it later. Here where I'm from, or where I'm at, you just have to realize in the spring and fall you are going to be dealing with really wet grass. It's not going to dry out. Today will be 71, so this probably won't dry out till about 4 o'clock. You're not going to be able to start your route at 4 o'clock and get done by 6:30 when it gets dark. So there's a couple things you can do to prevent it as much as you can. Now, in Columbus, this time of year, you will not prevent clumping, period, end of story. It's not going to happen. You can ask anybody that lives in this area that mows professionally, not just a guy that mows on the weekend with a push mower 1 yard, and he can do it whenever he can. But guys who have routes, you are not going to avoid clumping. But there are some things you can do to lower the risk of it. But we'll get into all that later. I got 1 yard I got to go do that I cannot. Maybe I'll show you guys the backyard. Maybe I'll take you in the back, very back. This place is so cut up, man. There's like 4 different sections to it. They're all small except for the backyard, and it's really small. So I'll see you over there. I'll get footage of the back for you. See you in a few. Okay, now this stuff here, that's going to have to be blown out. I'll have to blow out quite a bit of this yard just because it's so thick, so wet, and you don't want that laying in the yard. No. That right there, if you ever catch someone doing that, that's unacceptable. You do not leave a yard this way. So let me finish cutting this, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Okay guys, just got, oh, grass. Just got one of your favorite yards done. You guys know this yard very well. Usually I'm going that way, straight up and down. But this brings me to my first point about clumping. You guys can see there's no clumps in the yard. This grass was cut at 3 3/4, and it was probably about 5.5 to 6 inches tall. And yes, that grass is wet. So, number one thing to prevent clumping is obviously the type of mower and the deck that it has on it. Now, I'm going to put a video up top here somewhere of the Bad Boy mower. And I used it 2 falls ago. Demoed it. And it left no clumps. Beautiful cut. Just like the V-Ride. That is one of the nicest. I believe Skag has one of the best decks. And I'll tell you, around our area, we are blessed to have 2 mower brands that are very good. And that's Skag and Exmark. Exmark has a wonderful deck. Does a great job on wet fescue. But I will tell you, the type of mower you choose will play a part in whether you're clumping really bad. Now, remember this. Not every video, when you guys watch videos, you got to remember where people are located. Florida is not going to clump like we do. Georgia is not going to clump like we do. Tennessee is not going to clump the way we do. We're up north. They're down south. Totally different grass. Everything, man, stuff all over the lens. Sorry. Totally different grass, totally different heights that they cut at. Everything is different, man. So when you're watching videos, don't just say, well, that guy left a mess. You have no idea, if you've never cut thick, wet fescue, what kind of problems you can have with this stuff. And height of cut is a big, big determining factor as to whether you're going to clump or not. You're not going to come out here and cut this grass at 3 inches. You do that, you're going to have a mess that you don't want on your hands. So the number one thing is the type of mower you use. I think Skag is one of the best. I also think that Bad Boy is a really good mower. Exmark, well, enough said, it's Exmark. Number 2 is your cutting depth. We're cutting these 4 inches all through the summer, all through the spring, and in the fall we start coming down. But we never go lower. Until we do leaves, we never go lower than 3 3/4, at least unless the customer requests it. So there's 2 things. Anyway, let's get back to work and we'll finish this out in a bit. See you in a minute. Okay guys, just got this little yard done, little mom and pop yard. You've seen it before. Tim and I are going to be out aerating this weekend. Real quick update on the tap cap. Holding strong, doing its job, man. I really like that thing. And third point about clumping grass. I know you really can't see under the deck there very well. At least I can't. As you're mowing wet grass is collecting, okay? Then you're hitting bumps, and that grass is dropping off in clumps. Now, you can go with these gimmicky sprays that you put under your deck. What happens as soon as that thing gets caked with wet grass and you've sprayed it? Well, it's going to fall off eventually. And if you're doing thick, let's say you're doing 8-inch tall grass, that deck is going to be so caked with wet grass. No matter what you spray on it, it's not going to help it not stick. It's soaking wet grass, okay? Got to use your noggin, man, about some of these gimmicks out here. Does some of it work? Sure, if the conditions are absolutely perfect, it works. If you've been in lawn care more than 5 years, you know that conditions are almost never perfect. So you're going to get the clumps from your deck. You're not just going to get the clumps from your cutting, you're going to get it off of your deck as well, okay? That's something, that is one of the things that you'll never stop. You will never stop that no matter what mower you use. When you're cutting thick, wet fescue, and I mean thick, 7-8 inches, you're not going to get a deck that's just going to have all that grass just magically disappear, okay? It's not going to happen. But there is a couple things you can do. Like I said, the height, the choice of the deck that you buy, and the mower. Sharpen your blades either daily or every other day if you're cutting in wet conditions, and clean your deck out every day, okay? That is so important if you are cutting wet, thick grass or overgrown grass on a consistent basis. I know Ray, most of his, he told me, I did not know this, but is bi-weekly stuff. So you can imagine it gets quite thick. Now, I don't know if it gets dewy in the morning down in Georgia. I have no idea, man. No clue. I don't know that Ray's ever talked about that. And if he has, I obviously missed it. But those are just some of the things you can do to prevent clumping. Will you prevent it all the time? No. If you are consistently cutting dewy, wet grass, you are going to get clumps. That's why I say yes and no. You can prevent it, but you can't really. You're not going to prevent clumps falling off of your deck, and you're not going to stop in between every yard and clean your deck out. That is not feasible if you have a serious lawn business. You are mowing, you're on the go, you've got to get stuff cut. So that's what I got for you today, guys. If you have any tips, tricks, I've sprayed Pam underneath there. I wanted to spray WD-40, but then I'm thinking, now when that drips down, it's killing grass. Okay, I'm not doing that. So if you got any tips or tricks or what you use to keep from clumping, you know, and remember, and one thing I love about the twills, you don't get them pieces of grass building up on your tires, throwing it back out. Now, you still get it on the front tires, but not the back. And when it is super wet, you can triple cut a yard all you want. You are not getting rid of those clumps because they are sopping wet. So if you guys have any ideas, something I missed, something I didn't think of, please let me know. Put it down in the comments. If you like the videos, hit that super thanks. Hey, say, hey Doc, I'm gonna give you a couple bucks. I appreciate your effort. If you don't like the video, watch anyway. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And guys, I'm gonna take off for the day. I got one left. As always, Dr. Real was in the house. Keep it real, man. I'll see you guys at the GIE in less than 30 days. And tomorrow, I'm out of here. Peace.